Welcome into the show. What's up, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Welcome into another night of more sports. Hope your Monday got you off to a good week. It was a good start for the week for the Diamond Hogs. They went down or stayed down in Arlington, got one more game in at Globe Life Park in Arlington, and got the victory over Tarleton State, 3-1. They scored 3 runs in the first inning, and I thought they were going to bash the ball around some more and maybe run rule the Texans, but they didn't get much going. Couldn't get the clutch hit, and they got the win. And really, the story of the game was the pitching. When you hold a team to 1 run, generally it is, right? But how about Peyton Lee? True freshman out of Maumelle, goes 4 1/3, and probably got a little tired there in the 5th inning. Gave up a single and a triple and a double with 1 out, and was pulled from the game. That was the only run that Tarleton State scored. Ethan McIlvain, the transfer from Vanderbilt, came in, pitched really well. He's got good stuff. His problem last year, Vanderbilt, was throwing strikes, walked too many guys. Today, no walks. That had to be the best, probably the best thing for Coach Hobbs to see that McIlvain came in, pitched 2 2/3, gave up 1 hit, no walks, struck out 5. So that's very promising. If you get McIlvain throwing strikes, he'll be tough to hit and don't want to get 3 guys on base with walks. And then Mark Brissy came in and pitched the final 2 innings. He picks up the save, so the freshmen get the job done with Peyton Lee and Mark Brissy, 6 1/3, and McIlvain the other 2 2/3. So let's see here, 2 walks all day for the Razorback pitching staff, struck out 13. So get the win. Wish they would have hit the ball around the park a little bit more. Who knows? 4 games, 4 days. Maybe the bats are starting to slow down a little bit, maybe a little sluggish, or you know what? They just didn't hit the ball today. But they get the victory. Coming up on the show, I want to talk some Razorback basketball. I'll take some questions and comments. If you want to get into the chat room, I'll put that in right now. And I want to talk some Razorback basketball and discuss the victory over Auburn, because it was nice. There were some things that I liked in this game. Of course, Darius Acuff was awesome, and Billy Goat Richmond was great. Those 2 led the way. Defense is getting better. I keep saying that. We were taking a wait and see approach. What would this defense do against a good offensive team? Now, granted, they were without their leading scorer, who has to learn to be a better teammate, according to his coach. I think that's what he said. But Arkansas got the benefit of him being out. But still, Auburn's got some dudes that can score. And Pettiford, who's been kind of overlooked this year, probably overshadowed, hasn't had to score as much. Against Arkansas, he took up that role and shot the ball a lot more, and he got hot the second half and made some incredible shots. But Arkansas's defense, to hold Auburn to, 75 points? Yeah, I'll take that. Their shooting percentage was well down. They shot 40.9% for the game from the floor, 31.6% from behind the three-point line. So Arkansas was playing some pretty good defense and gets a victory. So we will do some question and answer a little bit later in the show when we come back. I'm excited about tonight. I caught up with Montaric, Busta Brown, Jacksonville Jaguars cornerback, just completed his 4th year. It was by far his best season. Started, I think it was 12 games this year for Jacksonville. Maybe more. No, it was more than that. Oh, it was 12 passes broken up. But he was the starter for the majority of the season. And the great thing for Buster Brown, this was a free agent year. He saved his best for last. And now he's about to hit the free agency market, and he's going to cash in. I've seen projections of a 3-year, $27 million contract, about $9 million a year. Jacksonville may re-sign him, or he may, test or see what else is out there. But got to catch up with Montaric Brown a little earlier today. We talk about the nickname, Buster Brown, and his time at Arkansas, his time in the NFL, a lot. It was a great conversation. I really hope you enjoy that. So we'll play that. Come back, talk some Razorback basketball, and I'll take some questions and answers. So while you're watching this, if you got some questions and answers about the basketball team, write them on in now, and we'll do that when we come back. Let's get this show started. Big thanks to Centennial Bank. You see the ticker at the bottom of the screen. That's all thanks to Centennial Bank. They've been getting it done for years in Arkansas. It's all about strength, consistency, and a commitment to building trust. For generations, Arkansans have relied on Centennial Bank for steady guidance, local decision making, and financial solutions that stand the test of time. Personal banking, business banking, home loans, Centennial Bank is built on relationships that last. Discover the strength of a bank that believes trust is earned every day. Visit my100bank.com or stop by your local Centennial Bank, member FDIC. Gwatney Buick GMC, got to give them a shout out. Gwatney well, they're ready. February is going to be a big month because tax time's right around the corner, and you can win big. If you're upside down right now, they'll get you right side up at Gwatney Buick GMC. Bring in your tax return information. They will match it up to $1,000. And they got some great deals right now. Sierra 1500 Crew Cab, Elevation model, 0% financing up to 20% below MSRP. If you'd rather have a Buick 2026 Encore Preferred or a 2026 Invista Preferred, as low as $199 a month. Gwatney Buick GMC's 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock, right next to Sam's Club. Easy to find. Go to the website. That's even easier. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. Tell them you saw me talking about them on More Sports. They are a big sponsor of More Sports, and that's how we're able to do that. So pay it forward. Go see my friends at Gwatney Buick GMC and take a look at some of the vehicles they have out there. And one more for you, A-Plus Alarm. I tell you what, security is at the top of everybody's mind these days. And when it comes to protecting what matters most, my family, I trust A-Plus Alarm and Security Services. I've used them for more than 20 years. They installed my alarm and camera system. They do residential. They do commercial. A-Plus Alarm delivers reliable protection you can count on. A-Plus Alarm truly is the key to peace of mind. Call them at the number on the screen or visit the website, aplusalarm.net. Let's get it going. Let's hear from Montaric, Buster Brown.
All Arkansas, all sports. It's More Sports.
Let's welcome in former Razorback Montaric Brown. Buster Brown joins us on More Sports tonight. What's going on, man? It's good to catch up with you.
Not much, man. Everything's going great.
Well, it's about to be a crazy time for you, being a free agent and having teams talk to you and your agent. What do you think the next couple months are going to be like?
Next couple of months is going to be crazy, I feel like, but, I'm excited about, just the whole process, looking forward to it, man, if I'm back in Jacksonville. But if not, man, just looking forward to seeing what teams interested in me and, just continue my career with the team.
Is it safe to say you had your best year in the NFL season?
Most definitely. Throughout my years at Jacksonville, I just steady progressing. Each year just getting better and better, and that's the kind of goal for me. I want to progress every year, and keep climbing and being better.
What about Jacksonville? That was a good year for Jacksonville. Do you like it there in Jacksonville?
Yes, I love Jacksonville. The coaching staff, the organization. And I love everything about Jacksonville. They took an opportunity on me, during the draft in 22. And, man, it's been great ever since I've been here, 2 playoff appearances. And, if I'm back, I just want to continue that and, get a Super Bowl.
I remember talking to you after the NFL draft and after Jacksonville selected you. Would you ever thought 4 years later you'd be where you are?
Most definitely not. Man, it was a crazy process, but how things came out. It was crazy, but no, I didn't know I would be here. And it's a blessing.
How about your time at Arkansas? What do you want to talk about with your time as a Razorback?
My time in Arkansas, the time I enjoyed was my last year, with Sam Pittman, and him and that staff coming in from Georgia, and having that group of guys that year, it was special. We got the boot back, we got the show versus Missouri, and man, we had some great wins that year, and got a bowl game, and beat Penn State in that Outback Bowl, man, and that year was just unbelievable. So, man, I enjoyed that last year at Arkansas.
It was probably, when you look back at Coach Pittman's career, that was the best year, with all those trophy victories and beating Penn State. Was it hard watching from afar what happened this year?
Yes, most definitely. Just seeing the things that happen in Arkansas, him being fired, man, it's kind of tough. I got a lot of love for Sam Pittman, and man, he did a lot of good things. I thought, and man, he was a great coach.
You got any Memphis dudes on your team? Have you heard anything about Ryan Silverfield?
No, I haven't heard anything, but I'm gonna do my research and and see what he's about. But man, I know Arkansas will be in a good hands with him.
How often do you get to come back?
During the season, I have a chance during the bye week, that chance, but I really don't have a lot of time, to come back to Arkansas other than after the season. So, during the bye week, I have a chance to come to Arkansas.
Is Jacksonville home now?
Most definitely, yeah, yeah, it's home for right now, So we'll see in a couple of months, this month or next month.
What's that like? The contract negotiations and talking with teams, dealing with your agent. Is it stressful?
No, it's not stressful. I like to say I did the hard part, man, just playing good and putting good stuff on film and man, showing I can be that guy. So, man, I'm calm about it and man, I'm excited. I'm excited to continue my career here or anywhere else. So I feel like I did the hard part, the easy part.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I've been reading online, and there's a lot of people that expect Jacksonville to re-sign you, and then there are others that say they may need to, trim some, save some money and go somewhere else and draft a cornerback. And do you already have a feel for other teams, or how many other teams are interested in you? What it could be like?
I don't have a feel right now. I'll see in a couple of weeks, but hopefully, if it's not, I have a lot of teams interested in me, and man, we can get it going.
We were discussing this being your best season. I saw where you led Jacksonville with 12 passes broken up. You had 2 interceptions, and your completion rate was at 54% on 68 passes. I mean, that was a heck of a season. What do you attribute that to?
Coach Camp, defensive coordinator, he has a great system, and man, it just fit me. It was the best system I thought I've been in, and man, it showed. And the things we do in that defense, man, I love it, and it showed out on the film, and man, it was a great season.
I'm sure you're living out your dream. Growing up in Ashdown, you had a dream of playing in the NFL, and now you're doing it. I mean, do you pinch yourself sometimes on Sundays of what you're getting to do?
Yeah, I kind of reminisce sometimes, like on my journey, just being from Arkansas, being a kid from Arkansas, and going to the University of Arkansas, and man, just getting a chance to play in the NFL and just living out my dream, man, it's just so unreal, man. But and it's a blessing, and I'm part of the 1%, and man, just continue to be great and work hard and continue to live out my dream.
Who's the toughest wide receiver you've gone up against?
I'll say Amari Cooper or Justin Jefferson.
Mm. What makes those two guys difficult?
Their releases, man, they just move different, and man, they can do so much. They can play inside, outside, and man, they can do everything they need to do. And man, it's hard to guard those guys. Shifty. They can catch the ball. They can run all routes. So man, it's insane what those guys can do. And man, those are I say Hall of Fame guys.
Yeah. Has there been a receiver you're like, I can't wait to go up against this dude, try to shut him down?
Most definitely, I had that moment these past 2 years versus I didn't get to play him this year, but I wanted to go against Puka Nakua from the Rams. He didn't play when we played the Rams last year, but one of those guys was Devontae Adams. I grew up watching
Oh.
him and just getting a lineup against him, and it was unreal. But man, I took the challenge on, and I mean, it was great competition.
How about quarterbacks? Has there been a quarterback that's made a throw on you and you'd be like, "Whoa, I didn't think he would be able to get that in there"?
Matthew Stafford, man, he's unbelievable, man. He can look you off and just make unbelievable throws, and you think he can't make the throw, like sideline to sideline, anywhere. He can put the ball anywhere, and man, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, I like watching him play. I mean, it just seems like he's in command, such command of the offense, and knows exactly when he sees the defense, where he wants to go with the ball, who's going to be open. He seems like he's just a tactician back there.
Most definitely. He did it for he's been doing it for a long time, and man, it shows. So he's a vet, and he's been doing it for 10 plus years. So man, he know everything. He know what the defense is running. He's seen all the coverages. So man, you just got to play games with him.
I love talking football. I want to know your opinion. When you get your defensive line or a blitz or whatever, when your team's able to get pressure on the defense or the quarterback, I'm sorry, how much easier does it make your job?
It makes my job easy. Just going through the defense. You just got to make things look different. You can't give the quarterback easy access. You can't give him the tail. So you just got to disguise things, and when you get your opportunity, make the best of it.
And then again, when the quarterback's got all day to throw, that's got to feel just helpless for you trying to stay with the receiver for 5-6 seconds and just you're just like trailing the guy, doing whatever you can. But how difficult is that?
That's very tough. Scramble drill. We practice that in practice all the time, and man, it's tough for the DBs because we covering for so long, and the receiver can go anywhere. So man, it's hard just following those guys, and you tired running around. You like hoping the quarterback is sacked or but man, you just gotta do your job and man, continue to strain.
How good shape are you in? Because you see these receivers, they'll go out of the game after running some routes. They get a little winded. You don't see DBs usually coming out of the game like that. How
Oh
good do
no,
you
we the
have to
best.
be? What kind of shape do you have to be in?
You gotta be in great shape. You gotta be the best shape on the field. DBs, we don't come out. So receivers can run a route and come out the next play. DBs, man, we in great shape. We do everything backwards, and man, we stay in the game. So you gotta be able to be in good shape and man, practice. You gotta be able to practice that in practice. You gotta do extra conditioning if you need it, but you gotta be in great shape playing DB.
Do you stay in great shape all year? Like, are you in great shape right now?
Yes, yes, most definitely. I've been running and training and continue to be in shape and eating right and doing the things I need to do. So, I'm definitely in great shape right now.
Do you ever cheat? Have a cheat meal?
I have them on the weekends. Sometimes on the weekends, I say.
Did you take some time off after the season just to relax?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Right after the season, I relax and reset. Get away from football. That's a good thing to do after the season. Just you've been doing football for the past months, and you just want to get away from it. So I got away from it right after the season. So
How about Jacksonville? If you stay at Jacksonville, what do you feel like they're building there?
doing something special. This group this past year, it was very special. I feel like we had the group, to go all the way, but we got out executing, and things didn't go our way with the Bills. But if we can get those guys to come back and, I feel like we can get to the Super Bowl this year.
I wonder too. It's weird during free agency. You can take the money and set up your family for the rest of your life, maybe your kids, whatever, and go to play wherever. Or you could maybe choose to make a little less and go play for a winning team that you think has a chance to go to the Super Bowl. How does that play for you? How does that rank out in your decision making?
For me, I feel like it got to be the right situation. Of course, you want the money and you got to take care of your family, but you got to do that too and be in the right situation because you can be at one organization, but you're not used right, and that things can go left, and you're not playing as you was. So I feel like it got to be the right situation and the right expenses.
Does that scheme kind of matter to you? Like, there's a scheme you don't like, you wouldn't want to play in that now the team.
Not really, I'm looking forward to any scheme, but I like the scheme in Jacksonville and the things they're doing. So, and there's more teams that run the same system, but I love the system here.
Was there anything that you can pinpoint at Arkansas that helped push you to the NFL and get you to what you're doing now?
A big factor of me making it to the NFL was Sam Carter, my DB coach. At Arkansas. He just helped me take my game to another level and study the game more and know what's coming and just working on my technique. That last year I had a big year and was all team all SEC and I had 5 interceptions my last year and man, it's because of him, man. He helped me get to where I needed to be and man, it was a great year.
How big is the learning curve? How long did it take you to be comfortable playing in the secondary at Arkansas?
It took me about I'll say my second year, because I came in as a safety. A lot of people don't know that I was a safety at first, and then I
Yeah.
moved to corner my second year, and I got comfortable at corner. As the time went on, and man, just getting used to the techniques and the things I had to do. Man, I got comfortable, and when I got comfortable, I got more confident, and once that confidence came in, it was a wrap.
You got any safety in your future? You think you could go back and play some safety?
I mean, if they need me to, anything the team need me to do, I'll do it.
I'm curious, how many of your teammates call you Buster?
Everybody, everybody calls me Buster. It's not too many people call me by Montaric. So man, they even call me that on TV. I noticed, but everybody call me
Yeah.
Buster.
Yeah, and Coach Richardson told me a long time ago, it wasn't Buster, it was Bust Up.
hmm Yeah, it's really Buster, but a lot of people put the ER on it, and I just go along with it. But man, either way, it doesn't matter to me.
Who gave you that name?
My grandma gave it to me as a child.
Like all these years. That's pretty cool. That's got to make some your family proud when they're calling you Buster Brown on TV.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And as I got older, I didn't realize it was some shoes called Buster Brown shoes. So man, I've been looking for some, and I gotta give me some if I can find some. But man, I didn't realize it was shoes named after me.
Sounds like it should be a sponsorship deal. So, it seems like
Yeah, yeah,
we
most
know
definitely.
somebody should get on to Buster Brown and get some kind of deal going.
Yeah, we gotta make that happen.
That's awesome. Now I hear a small child in the background. You got kids?
Yes, I have a 9-month-old boy, baby boy.
How, how's that going?
It's going great, man. He's just crawling now and just going crazy as soon as he hit the ground. So man, he's a lot. He's full of energy.
Some sleepless nights?
Most definitely. Most definitely. He's up every night. Oh my God.
Well, Buster, I appreciate it, man. This has been fun, and I cannot wait to see how free agency unfolds for you. But you set yourself up with a great year, and man, you earned it. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
It's pretty strange how good the deals are at Gwatney Buick GMC, and tax time is the best time to trade, even if you're in the upside down. Get GMC Sierra with more power than a Demogorgon at 0%, Buick Encore or Invista at just $199. Plus, we're matching your tax return up to $1,000. No alternate dimension required. We're pulling you out of the upside down with supernatural deals this month at Gwatney Buick GMC, next to Sam's in North Little Rock.
Strength isn't built by chance. It's built step by step, choice by choice. At Centennial Bank, we believe it's the everyday actions, done with care, done consistently, that lay the foundation for something greater. That's how we build trust. That's how we build strength. Let us help you create a strong financial game plan. When we work together, we win together. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Pretty cool catching up with Buster Brown. What a story. 4 years in the NFL and now free agency, and he's coming off his best season, and he is going to be set up with that next contract. 7th-round pick out of Arkansas. I forgot how good his SEC season was in that last year with 5 interceptions, first team All-SEC, and now he's getting it done in the NFL. want to talk a little bit about this basketball team. If you got a question, comment, be sure to hit me up in the comment section, and we'll address those here in the next couple of minutes. Arkansas getting ready for a top 25 matchup against Alabama. Alabama ranked number 25 in the polls. Arkansas up a spot to number 20 in the rankings. So ESPN's got the game Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. Good SEC game right there for Arkansas, and a chance for a quad one victory. I'm looking at Alabama. Their net ranking is right there with Arkansas. Now, Arkansas's actually moved down to 19, moved down a spot after beating Auburn. Alabama, I think, is at 21. So that would be a quad one victory. Arkansas would improve to 7-6 or 8-6. Well, it depends on Auburn. Actually, Auburn is not technically a quad one victory because their net ranking is just outside the top 30, and that's what it's going to be for a home game. So if Auburn moves down inside the top 30, that'll be another quad one victory. I think Arkansas 6-6, so they can move to 7-6 with a victory over Alabama Wednesday night and stay with Florida. One game behind Florida. The Gators have an easy week. I mean, they got South Carolina at home. They're like a 21.5-point favorite. Then they go to Ole Miss. They'll be a big favorite there. So Florida's looking at a 2-0 week. Arkansas's got the work cut out for them going to Alabama and hosting Missouri, a team that I cannot figure out. Missouri goes to A&M and gets a road victory, then come home and they lose to Texas by double digits. So I don't know what you're going to get out of Missouri. Hopefully it's the Missouri that lost to Texas this past Saturday. But Arkansas to stay – I mean, let's just go ahead and face it. Florida's going to go 2-0 this week. Arkansas's got to go 2-0 if they want to win the SEC title. And more than anything, a couple of things that's irritating me. Lenardi's got Alabama ahead of Arkansas and Vanderbilt on the 4 line, and Arkansas's on the 5 line. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why Vanderbilt is ahead of Arkansas, and I'm not really sure why Alabama, even though their net ranking is behind Arkansas, that they're on the 4 line and Arkansas is not. Unless it's strength of schedule, that's all I can think. But anyway, just take care of business, and you'll get on that 4 line on Lenardi's next release after that game. So this is a big opportunity for Arkansas to get a better seed. Another thing that's really irritating me, and I've seen it, and I put it on the Centennial Bank ticker, Darius Acuff. He was the SEC Freshman of the Week again, which is great. 7th time. That sets a record. No other freshman has ever been the SEC Freshman of the Week 7 times in a season. And the thing that bothers me is, why has he not been the Player of the Week? I mean, are they voting on – who votes on this? And are they just saying, well, since he's a freshman, we'll give him the Freshman of the Week honor and give somebody else the Player of the Week honor? And if that's the case, that doesn't make any sense. Acuff was the Player of the Week in the SEC this year. They divided it up, Texas and Xavier Lee at Florida. I think, what was it, Gibson at Texas? I can't remember. Anyway, I looked at their stats. Nowhere close to what Acuff had this week. Acuff by far had the best week in the SEC, and he's the SEC Freshman of the Week. How about we just give him the Player of the Week? I mean, it's a little thing. It doesn't really matter. But what does matter is at the end of the year, I hope they don't just go, well, we'll give him the Freshman of the Year and give somebody else the Player of the Year. Because Acuff is the Player of the Year in the SEC right now. I don't know. We got 6 more games to go. But if he keeps putting up numbers like he's been doing and keeps improving, he is getting better and better and better. I mean, the other night, he had 31 points, 7 assists, 1 turnover. He's taking care of the ball. And another thing that bothers me, I'm all of a sudden on my soapbox. Can Acuff not get to the free throw line? How many times does he go to the basket and draw contact and they call nothing? Nothing. I mean, there was one play he goes in, gets body checked, a body blow, puts it up, makes it, and no foul called. As much as he drives to the basket, he doesn't get to the free throw line. It is crazy to me. It's insane that they don't reward him as much as he drives to the basket and draws contact. He shot 5 free throws the other night. One of them came after a 3-point attempt. Another one came, he was foul shooting a 3 that he made. Then another one came when they got a rebound, offensive rebound, and got it to him in front of the bench, and somebody kind of nudged him and almost knocked him out of bounds, and they had to call a foul because he was going out of bounds. So I think the majority of his free throws came outside the lane, not when he was driving to the basket. It is wild to me how often he drives to the basket and does not get a foul called. And Billy Richmond, look, we've talked so much about him. He was awesome the other night. But the thing that they got to get going, and we all know it's Pringle and Ewan. Those guys played a combined 40 minutes. They split up the 40 minutes at that 5 position, the center position, and they combined for 2 rebounds, 1 apiece. 40 minutes, you're big guy, big guys, 2 rebounds. And one of Malik Ewan's 1 rebound was an offensive tip in on Trevin Brazil's miss. So Malik Ewan played 19 minutes, 16 minutes. No, he played, 19 minutes basically. Didn't get 1 defensive rebound. And Pringle plays the other 21 minutes. He had 1. So 1 defensive rebound out of your big guys in 40 minutes. That's gonna haunt them. That's gonna come back and cost them. And I'm thinking of down the road against Florida, and those 3 big dudes at Florida, they have to rebound. They have to get the defensive rebounds and not let Florida just dominate the glass. And look, LSU had a bunch of offensive rebounds. Auburn had 15 offensive rebounds. To get to the next level, to get from a Sweet 16 team to an Elite 8 team to a Final Four team, you've got to rebound. You can't give up second chance points to teams. They're going to be too good. And every possession needs to finish with a missed shot and a defensive rebound. And don't give them second looks. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I feel a little better. Coming up this week, of course, we got the big game with Alabama. We'll be previewing that, talking about that. And then Saturday, it's Missouri. Diamond Hogs start 3-1 on the road, coming back home for their home opener. So it's going to be a fun week. It's a good week for the Razorbacks. We'll be back talking more sports tomorrow night. I hope you can join us. Big thanks to everyone who watched, and a big thanks to Buster Brown for coming on to the show. Loved catching back up with him and just picking his brain about football and the free agency that starts here in a couple of weeks, less than a month. We'll find out what his future is going to be like in Jacksonville or somewhere else. Once again, thank you. And if you liked it, give me the thumbs up, hit that like button on YouTube. Also subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, go over to YouTube, find More Sports, go ahead and subscribe. And you can find all the videos over on YouTube. Last week we had Devo Davis on. That was a lot of fun. Got the 2 interviews with Ryan Silverfield over there. So a lot of good content that it's been going on the last couple of weeks, couple months, and you can go back and look at all the different videos we've done. Some of them still timely, and check them out. Appreciate you watching. We'll be back here tomorrow night for more sports.
All Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.